Thank you, Raviji. Prakashji. I can't just say one particular thing because it was a film family from the time I knew anything. I was growing up in a film family. So there were so many things which I imbibed from him, and the first thing he for him, work was worship, work was God for him. That's the way he looked at it, and he looked at the workplace as a temple. He's always said workplace is a temple, and you go there with a little bit of fear, a little bit of discipline, and you go there with faith. That is what the values I imbibed from him in films.
Yeah, I think I have seen that in the studio. He built that what in the time from appearing as an infant artist in A&R's Siddhigandaru to later you trained as a mechanical engineer, and then eventually becoming one of the Indian cinema's heartthrob. What has been this this transition?
Yeah. First, let me say, pardon me, I did not say good afternoon to good evening to everybody. Good evening and good afternoon. Thank you for being there. Thank you being there, and namaste to everybody.
From the infant style.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to figure out myself too. And I believe education is a tool. It does not mean that you have to do what you've studied. Education is a tool that sharpens your mind, sharpens your brain, sharpens the way you look at things, teaches you discipline. And the transition was inevitable for me. It's not because of anything. I just grew up as a household. Like I said before, it's all about films, and that's all we talked most of the time, and that's all we saw. And of course, like any other son who respects what his father does, I hero worshipped him. I wanted to be like him. So that's how the transition automatically made. Like I said, it was inevitable, and I did it. So I think mechanical engineering and all that, yes, I did, but it really doesn't matter.
But did you feel kind of the need to build a screen identity which is similar to him, or maybe distinct from him?
Yes, of course, I wanted to become as popular as him. But I had other heroes and stars at that time which I admired so much, and I wanted to imbibe all those qualities. And yes, it's my father and many people, many stars which I watched, and films were part of life, and it was life itself.
You have always been ahead of the curve in spotting talent. And you never really hesitated to work the debutant directors. So what was the instinct or conviction that led you to choose Ram Gopal Verma? At a time you already had access to so many established directors, and now we are coming to obviously Shiva.
Yeah. Even before Shiva happened, I had worked with new directors, and I'm proud to say I've worked with at least 30 or 35 debutant directors till now. Yeah. So not just debutant directors, cameramen, music directors, very new music directors, new actors. So it was always it's not because that I wanted to prove something. I always thought I was empowered to work with people, with new people. And I always saw the struggle it is. And I was fortunate enough, blessed enough to be in the creative field already because of my dear father. I was already there, who was... So I thought I am empowered, and I thought it is my duty to give back, and there's nothing else. It was always there, and In fact, I'm doing my 100th film with a new director now. So,
What a feat.
yeah.
But yes, but you are at the same
But
time.
yeah, when we come back to Ram Gopal Verma, the guy is brilliant. He had no idea about films, and the only idea he had about films was he was running a video shop, the VCR shop then, and I knew him already because his father was working as a sound engineer at our studios at that time, my father's studios, and everything was sync sound. It was sync sound, and that's how I knew his son and Ram Gopal Verma. Then I used to go to his video shop to rent VCRs to see other films. That's how I got to know him, and then I saw his knowledge was incredible amount of knowledge. His knowledge about films, and once I remember him. Is one of his favorite books. The books I all used to read books was Ayn Rand's Fountainhead, which was one of my favorite books in English, and also Godfather. Godfather was one of the favorite books which I used to read, and we talked about it. His memory was so incredible. He said, if I say page number 62, he would say the whole page. That was his memory, and that was his interest in films. Then he would talk about short divisions and this, and about films which we liked. And then at that point it happened that, you have any stories? So he told me the story of Shiva, and I just loved it, the way what he said. It seemed like I could see the film in front of my eyes. And we started the film. He was such a raw person as a director. When the first shot was taking place, I still remember Amla and me were standing and waiting for, and somebody had to tell him to say action. He didn't even know. Then the assistant director, the cameraman said, action. So it was that, but what I feel was this is what attracts me to newcomers, debutants, in any field. It doesn't have to be a director, anybody. You get some new energy, new style, new energy, new creativity onto the screen. That's what it
And I think that's the beauty of your longevity. I think that's the secret behind the, still you continue to rule the, cinema screen. I think this is a cue, because we are going to talk about Shiva. So, Devesh, can we have the video, please? On big screen. I don't know how many of you, really feel the impact of this sound, because, is not really equipped with the kind of technology which has been now invested, but such a raw emotion, in this particular film. So I just wanted to ask, what was the reason? What was the strategy behind restoring and remastering and then re-releasing the film today?
About the technical aspects, I'll ask CV to give you the explanation. I believe I've seen I'm sure, I don't know how many of you have seen the remastered version, but it is stunning. It is stunning what they have done and what can be done. And I see so many films coming alive. I was just speaking to Ramesh Sippiji and I said, you should watch it, sir. I want Shole's coin sound now in a very different way. The tinkling of the coin sound. Yes, the remastered version, it was a cult film. And even after 36 years, people talk about Shiva in Telugu, and all over the country, wherever I go, there's some places people still call me Shiva. So that was the impact of the film. So we wanted to do it, and it was a 50th anniversary year that of Annapurna Studios. It's been 50 years we built it, and we have all the technology there to do it. So what better film than to use to do this remastering? I hand it over.
So just to I know restoration is a very tedious and challenging process. I just want you to go through what was the element original and how you went about in restoring.
This happened because he was very busy. Even his busy schedules, he could make his time and come here. Thank you, sir. And I am very glad to be part of the film, because as a student I have seen this film, and as a technician I worked for this film. It's a proud moment for me. And thanks to NFDC, because you guys are the one who created the awareness among the filmmakers, the importance of securing the content for any film. I think I still remember 2019, in our own studio, like Annapurna Studios, you guys conducted the Film Heritage Culture program, workshop. That's where I think filmmakers have taken very seriously to preserve the content. So thank you for that. And coming to Shiva restoration, we got this idea even before 2019, the importance of the securing the content, because the negatives are getting damaged day to day. It's very hard to maintain the negatives in the laboratory, because they have to maintain the temperature in the rooms, and they have to clean the negative every 3 months or 6 months. But the labs are like, they were shutting down and they were unable to maintain the negative. That's where we got the idea how to restore, how to make it digitized, the negatives, picture negatives. That's where we went back to the laboratory and checked the negatives. Trust me, they were like, completely very sticky and not able to unroll and roll. And we had to go through the multiple ultrasonic cleaning process, like 4 or 5 times, to make it dry and make it rollable for scanning the picture negative. So finally we got it digitized in 4K scanning, but however we saw a lot of scratches, dust, tearing pictures and all those things. We had to clean the pictures frame by frame with a lot of manpower. That took almost like 8 months to 10 months for us to get the picture. So that was the picture part. Then how to get the sound out of the sound negative. Unfortunately, 2 reels of the sound negative was completely damaged. So we had no source. Then how to get it? So whatever was available on the YouTube, the track was not that good enough for producing for the film again. Then fortunately, we have our own distribution team in Annapurna Studios, and thanks to our distribution team from the stage. And we requested them to find any prints available in Telugu states, because there are many passionate exhibitors who can store the prints, like we store VCDs, Blu-ray discs, DVDs, right, even now. But storing VCD, DVD, it won't take much space. But to store the print, it needs some space. It needs some air condition, all those things. Still, there were some, we reached to almost 20 exhibitors who had prints. From there, we collected 2 reels of print copy, and from there we have restored the sound. And even then, it was mono. Okay, then it's almost like I'm talking about 7 years ago. You know that the tools those days were very limited, and we have tried to convert that into 5.1, and we were okay with it, but Nagsar is very particular about the quality. Whatever you do it properly, otherwise don't do it. That is the always statement he gives to us, and he always pushes us. That's the reason we are here, and our studio, one of the top premium post-production, virtual production, motion capture studio in India today. That is because of Issue Vision. So we always keep that in mind. If you show this print to Nagsar, definitely it will be completely rejected. Then we took some pause. Okay, let's pause it for some time and see. Then, like almost two and a half years ago, then we have revisited, and Nagsar said, can we see, because there is a lot of technology is there today. Can we make sound better? Can we make visual better? I don't want to release the film as it is, Because if I release the film in theater, the audience has to feel that like, okay, the quality of the picture and the sound is really good. So because they spend money on the ticket and come to the theater. So getting the audience to the theater today is not so easy, right? Because they have many alternative mediums today. They can watch film on YouTube on their mobile, they can watch movie in OTT at their home. Why do they come to the theater? It's for the experience, right? So then we took it as a challenge. Then we requested Nagsar to pick up 10 minutes from the film. Okay, let's do a trial on this 10 minutes footage and see how it comes. So we spent like almost like 3 to 4 months to create that 10 minutes content and present it to Nagsar. So the first compliment from him was, "What did you guys do? It is wow." That was the compliment we got from him. So that gave us a lot of confidence for us to move forward and finish the film. So we had a couple of challenges, like can we do the visual as it is, or can we do the treatment? Okay, even retreating the visual also, it's from Nagsar only, that was his idea. So can we retreat the visual to meet the today technology, today trends, because the audience, newer audience, it has to reach to the newer audience apart from the older audience. So that's the reason we have completely regraded and give the new treatment, not to disturb the aesthetic of the original film, but to enhance the sharpness, to enhance the colors, to enhance the depth. So we have regraded completely the film. And the sound part, hope you guys are not feeling bored, right? Okay, because I'm continuously talking. Thank you. So the sound part, we had only mono. So what the challenge was from Nagsar was we have to create Dolby Atmos tracks, right? For that you need stems from each and every individual tracks, like dubbing you need to have tracks, and you need to have sound effects, different stems, and background music you need to have different stems, right? How to do that from mono? So finally what we did is the dialogues we have separated using some AI tools. I don't want to name it, but I can talk to you guys in person after the session. And dialogue was good, and we got it separated from the main track. Then we have processed that into stereo, which was good enough for the mixing. Then we had to create the sound, recreate the sound effects, because we were unable to separate from the mono track. We had to recreate. So now with the available tools, there are many sound designers available in the market, we can do it. But recreating that effects is easy, but recreating which will match to the like 1989 effects was a challenge what we had. So to record the ambience, if you go to the like any traffic signal or any street, if you record the ambience, what do you get? All modern equipment, like take cars, cycles, people, mobile phones, all these things you need to be separated. You have to eliminate them using some AI tools. Example, like you have like split layer or spectra layer. That was so useful for us to separate it. So using some tools, we got the sound effects completely recreated, and director also very, very particular to match that thumb effects, kicks and all those things to match to the original. So we had to go through many layers to create that impact. And thanks to artificial intelligence and using that, we have created music tracks also in multiple tracks. We got the stems all together, and we have completely remixed the film in Dolby Atmos. That's the reason when you see the film in theater today, you will feel like watching a new film. We have tried our best to give you the best to the audience to experience the film. So we're proud to say we have remastered, re-released and re-experienced. I'm also an audience part of it. So thank you.
Talking about the film, every scene has such a raw power and emotions while we watch. But do you really recall maybe two scenes, two sequences where you had some challenges while filming them?
Of course,
or maybe favorite scenes also.
Not favorite. Yes, the kid on the cycle was the traumatic for me. Even now, I sometimes think about it and I get a kind of a jerk in my body, because what I put that kid through you know, and she was so innocent, so little. And here I am catching a bus and traveling at 30-40 kilometers on a cycle. And I could have a tire burst. I could have just slipped, hit a rock, and that would be the end of it. And I really think about it, and that is one thing, you know, more than the good experiences, that's what I think about Shiva. But Shiva was a fantastic experience while working. Other than that also was fantastic then while working, but going through the film, it was something which I enjoyed doing, loved doing that film, straight from the beginning till the end, and everything is a really good experience.
But that cycle chain sequence is what I think is still remembered.
Yes, people remember that, but I had a big discussion with my director. I said, how is this possible? This can't. You're saying you're making a realistic film. Commercial, how is this possible? And how am I going to wrap it around my hand? It's going to cut my hand. So, yeah, but he convinced me, and it did become one of the most iconic sequences.
Yeah, and I think year is 1989, and apart from Shiva, you are also doing another, iconic film of your career is Gitanjali. Two very different and contrasting genre of films. One is this is a pure action, whereas Gitanjali is a very tender love story. So, how did you manage that transition?
I think I really don't know how I managed, but they were both brilliant directors, both Mani Ratnam and Ram Gopal Verma, and I was at that crossroads of my journey, my beginning. I was almost in the beginning of I didn't like myself when I saw myself on screen, and what am I doing? And I have all I'm empowered to make a change, do something different. And nothing is going to happen, you know, if something goes wrong also. I should try this. I don't like the clothes I'm wearing. I don't like what I'm doing completely. Though the films were doing well, I didn't like. So, in fact, I remember now, I think there's Gitanjali screening now. After this session, I'm really looking forward to it. And I remember going and I just saw Mani's film called Mauna Ragam. It was a beautiful film, and I just wanted to work with that director, and I chased him for a month, going at every place, standing, waiting for him, and wherever he was, making a call. And he said, I don't know Telugu. Then I convinced him, think about it, your business, your geographical area will grow. You're just doing Tamil films. If you do Telugu and Tamil will both, that'll be this thing, think about it. And I kind of put that kind of idea. I don't know what made him choose. After a month, he said, come, let's do a film. And it suddenly gave me a boost of confidence working with him, and that I can. And I was doing something I love, and then RGV happened. And these two happened. I give all the credit, everything, to both these directors, who changed the course of my acting career, who changed the course of Telugu cinema, and almost I would say cinema itself during that time.
Yes. So as an actor, that's what my because you are shooting almost simultaneously for these two films.
Yes, there was an overlap. There was an overlap.
So in terms of these as an actor transitioning between such a contrasting roles, did you really prepare, or because you had consciously chosen to do these
No, not prepare. But a good director is what I believe in. A good director is that he creates the environment around you, the whole environment, and how he explains the scene to you and the other actors, the clothes you wear, the dialogues you deliver. The whole environment changes the person in you, and if you keep your mind open, you automatically, the other person comes out.
So since we are talking about restored films, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that after this session we are going to screen 4K restored version of Gitanjali, another iconic film of Nagarjuna sir, and that has been restored by us, that is National Film Development Corporation and NFAI. The film, iconic film directed by Mani Ratnam, the great Mani Ratnam, and the DOP was PC Sriram.
Yes.
So both of them have supervised this entire restoration, and we are so glad that two of his films now are, being screened this, if this edition of EP. So, do you think that, since we are talking about the preservation and restoration, is there a, need for industry also to come forward, to bridge this gap and do its part as well in preserving and restoring our old films?
Yeah, with the digital technology available today, sir, the cloud is very, very important. The producers, what they are facing challenges today is the rates for the cloud storage. I think everyone, and I spoke in many panel discussions, the rates for the cloud storage has to come down so that the production houses, they will be willing to store the content on a cloud. Whenever they wanted, they can download, pull and use it, right? Now, even for them, many producers today, once the movie is released, they deliver to the OTT and that's it. They don't even take care of the content. They don't even store it. That is very, very unfortunate. What after 10 years or 50 years or 30 years, if they want to recall that footage, they cannot. Sometimes OTT may say, we don't have any footage. So it's my advice to all the production houses is very, very important to store the content in digital drives today. If there is any negative or print, please restore it as little as possible because that will be damaged and it will not be no use at all.
In fact, to respond, because you being one of the industry leaders, not only as an actor but a filmmaker and a studio owner, because we are talking about digital, but at the same time, what efforts you have to do to get the print of Shiva. So maybe I think we can, possibly the industry and the government can join hands together in preserving and restoring these old classics.
Yes, already NFDC, you're doing it there. Yeah, and that's very, very, it's incredible what you're doing. Because I saw the restoration of my father's Devadas. That must be 1957. Yeah. And to restore to that to 4K was very, very surreal. But we need to preserve it because it's our wealth. For Indians, it's our wealth, it's our history, it shows our culture, it shows, all the mythological films and everything. We need to restore that. I don't know how they're going to do it, but because like CV said, to find these prints itself, somewhere to restore, the negatives are destroyed. But I'm sure a new technology will come right from the OTT, they'll pick and they'll restore it. I'm looking forward, but we should do it. We should do it.
Before
whoever is part of the restoration of the film. So first I would like to thank RGB Garu. He worked for the restoration as a debutant, I don't know how he worked during his first film, but when he was restoring, he used to come to the studio every day and monitor how the copy is coming, how the quality is coming. Thank you, RGB sir.
I mean, CV is not boasting enough. I would like to boast a little bit and gloat a little bit. I'm very sure and I'm proud to say they have done restorations. They've done the restorations of 4K. All right, okay. But nobody has done from a mono track. Nobody has made a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Till now, I'm not just saying here, anywhere in the world. I haven't heard of this. And these guys have pulled it off. Fantastic, CV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Last question. What is the one piece of advice you would like to give to the younger filmmakers?
That is very difficult. The world is open to you. And yes, it is very challenging to make a film. But film is not the only medium. It is there. Now you have the OTT, you can reach out to the world. It was very difficult for me to reach out to Bombay during my times. But now you can reach out to the world. You can reach out with a short film. You can reach out with a reel. There is no end to the opportunities. Think of the bright side. Think of the other side. the world is open to you. Go conquer it. That's all I can say. That presentation right, seeing whether are they showing the before and after right. I was talking to him yesterday. That was the only emotion, nothing else. I wasn't looking at myself.
But one young
Bring that's not a problem, but there are many mediums available today. Why not only?
Pichi. That's okay. I'm playing a character. I'm still here alive. Yeah.
Most of the heroes only focus on being masculine and the center of the film, but you always go with a very different approach. Be it, for example, in movies, you took a very different role, and any other film. So, what inspires you to be more than a hero, like the so-called hero in the film, like Anna shirt is famous, Anna pant is famous,
Ala ledamma, but I just like stories, and sometimes you have to be a part in the story. You know, you just can't be everything yourself in a story. When I watch a film, sometimes I think this scene does not belong here. Why is this guy doing it, or why is this lady? It should be somebody else should be saying it. Stories are important. The content is important. I always believed in the content. If you look at my filmography, it's always the content which is the king. That's what I believe in.
Thank you. Thank you.